welcome to Sam Goulden Golf. This video is called How to Stop Hooking. It refers only to golf, so don't get any ideas. My last video is called How to Fix a Slice, and I had a bunch of responses, one of which being, I hope your next video is how to fix a hook, so I figured, why not? So when we're dealing with a hook, it's very similar to the same physical characteristics as when we're dealing with a slice. We have to first consider the exchange or the relationship between the club face and the ball. What's causing that ball to hook? So when we talked about the slice, we were talking about the side spin that's created by the club coming across the ball and spinning the ball and having it curve out to the right. When we talk about a hook, it's just the opposite. It's the club face brushing across the ball from inside the target line and spinning the ball across to the left. Most people that become good players at some point are probably going to fight a hook. Very few people say, fix my draw, but most people, once they get to the hook point in their game, they're frustrated, and it's difficult to fix. But it's not complex. It's a very similar problem as the slice problem. So all it is, again, is the club traveling maybe a little too much from the inside, which is putting a lot of side spin, or potentially the club face is a little too closed at impact, which is making this ball really curve and spin off to the left. A quick way to tell is just watch your ball's initial starting point. If your ball starts directly down the line you've chosen, so if you're aiming 10 yards right at the pin and your ball starts exactly 10 yards right at the pin, you probably had your club face in a pretty good position, or it was pointed just a little right at the target. If it hooks too much, that means that your swing path was a lot from the inside, or too much from the inside to keep it just a draw and turn it into a hook. So when we're hitting this, we're trying to eliminate a hook, or we're trying to hit a fade, let's say. Our idea is that instead of having the club come so much from the inside with a somewhat closed face, or brushing across the ball with more closed face than the swing path we're making, the opposite of that would just be to get the club to travel somewhat from outside the ball, or rather than from coming in this way, coming in more this way, and brushing across the ball in the other direction. This is not a complicated fix, and it doesn't have to be something that you struggle with forever. You've just got to find a way to get the club to come from outside the golf ball, and that's probably going to eliminate most of your problems. If it's still going left, then that means that your club face is too closed. And then, to fix that, it's possibly too strong of a grip, or if you try what I'm asking you to do in the video and it doesn't work, feel free to email me and we can investigate why that might be. But it's likely that your club's too much from the inside and too much closed if you're hitting a hook. So the first thing I'd have you do is try to get a feel or a sense of the club coming from outside the ball, so somewhere out in here, and brushing across the ball to the left with an open club face. So if I were going to try to hit a fade, or a ball that curves to the right, I'd have the club come a little bit more from the outside and brush across the ball, and then I definitely wouldn't be rolling that club over or coming through and closing the face on purpose. So I'll hit a couple of fades that you can kind of get a feel for. So that's a pretty big, high fade. It landed a little short of my target, which is my normal 8-iron distance, and it ended up a little bit right, which is what we kind of expect. Just a big, high, soft fade. Here's another one. Just me coming from a little bit outside the ball with an open club face. So that one's fading even more. So that's pretty much how it's done. That's how you hit a fade, or how you fix a hook. The only other thing that might be going on is you might actually be on your way into impact. You might be getting into impact in a pretty good position, and then having the club face pass the handle or flip by. And if you're having that problem, I've got another video called How to Stop Flipping. Just watch that one. You'll get an idea of what it takes to keep that handle, or this end of the club, and your upper body moving through the shot so that it's not passing and closing and flipping and throwing the ball off to the left. So to recap, it's either the club face is a little too closed, which could be a too strong of a grip problem. The swing path is a little too much from the inside, or traveling a little bit out too far to the right. Or possibly those two things are in good shape, but you've got your club coming in and flipping and closing, and that's what's causing the ball to go to the left. So again, if it's not any of those things or you can't figure it out on your own, feel free to send me an email, samgouldengolf@yahoo.com, or you can go to my website, samgouldengolf.com, and then you can email me through that. Hopefully this was helpful.